So sometimes I'll just pull out a movie randomly in my collection, and I'll remember how cool it is, and then I'll be like, you know what? I want to just do a quick video talking about how awesome the movie is if you haven't seen it. And that is Reign of Fire. Reign of Fire was a movie that, like, I feel like shouldn't exist on a multitude of levels. Like, and yes, this movie good? I personally think it's great. I think it's a solid movie. Okay, great movie in terms of, like, the story of, like, the idea and the plot of it. The story itself is a little muddled, and it's kind of a little false advertising. So I'll just say it's a really good time because of how, like, unique and different it is from most other, you know, apocalypse movies, because it's a fucking dragon apocalypse. Yeah, you see zombie apocalypse every other day. You get to see, like, robot apocalypses. You ever seen a dragon apocalypse? Nope. Well, this movie's got it. This movie right here. This movie also has a pretty solid cast. Like, Christian Bale. I think this movie came out like a year before, like at least a year, I think, either before or after Batman Begins, and Christian Bale was really, like, and this was the start of, like, Christian Bale really taking off. You also had Gerard Butler in here. You had Matthew McConaughey playing a bald, like, overly muscular soldier. Yeah. There was actually, like, a solid, like, roster of actors in this film, and it really just kind of, like, set this tone of, yeah, a lot of solid British and American actors in this film. A few bit characters, too, that really did a great job as well. I really love how this movie uses dragons. And yes, I know someone's going to say in the comments, actually, they aren't really dragons, they're wyverns. And yes, you are right. And I wish, like, side note, I really wish in future films, when you're going to have a dragon, have it not be like, and I know it's just been popularized to all hell, and I'll never get this, but I just kind of want to have a dragon film where we have the dragon not, like, have just wings for arms and just walk around. I want the wing, like, to be on four legs, have wings on the back, like an actual dragon. And yes, wyverns are just another species, like a subspecies of dragons in like mythology. It's a whole thing. But yeah, I kind of want just, like, actual dragons, not like any more wyverns. But here, yeah, the dragons are actually really cool. I'm not going to say, like, oh, I'm not going to be pedantic and say wyvern. I'm just going to call them dragons because that's what they're called. Yeah, the dragon apocalypse thing is really cool. The idea that, like, you know, mankind lost a war with dragons that were living underground for thousands of years is a really neat idea. I will say, though, that there is some dumb fuckery going on. Like, okay, Van Zandt, Matthew McConaughey's character, he plays, like, this American soldier who had, like, been in the States fighting dragons, and they never explain how they got from America across the ocean to, at least I don't think they ever brought that up of, like, okay, how did you get from across to America to England? How did that happen? If there's so many dragons out there, how did you get a running, whatever, it does, that was one of those things that I was like, there's no way you could have walked to England, dude. There's literally no way in this universe you could have walked there. The other thing is that a lot of the trailers and even the movie poster kind of gives you this thought of it's mankind fighting for its life against the dragons. You see, it wasn't pitched at, like, how it was pitched was not so much like the war was lost and the dragons won. It was pitched, like, movie-wise and, like, fucking movie poster-wise, is that it was kind of like Independence Day, but instead of aliens, it was dragons. And I kind of wish I saw that. Like, if this movie, like, you know how people always talk about, like, bringing back IPs? Wouldn't it be really cool to see, like, get on this Netflix, by the way, an animated, like, prequel series that showcases the war, the Reign of Fire years, before the war, like, before the fall, like, mankind fighting, across the world against the dragons? I don't know. That's a perfect series right there for an animated series for Reign of Fire, but no one talks about this movie. It's like everyone forgets. Because I think it's because, like, no one knew how to market this movie. Like, this came out at a time where, like, something like this didn't really get a lot of hype. Like, there was something that it was just it was a missed opportunity for, like, marketing. And if it had come out like, I don't know, like maybe today, I feel like the marketing would be a lot heavier. And also, I do feel like the film would have gotten a lot more love. But yeah, the action's solid. The human story is pretty cool. There are some dumb things, like another thing of there's only one male dragon, and they managed to, like, that's another plot hole that I never really, even as a kid when I was watching this movie, never really, like, understood. Wait, if there's only, like, one male dragon, and this whole time he was never killed, wouldn't the governments of the world figure that out? Like, with all of our science in like 2005, when the war's supposed to be in 2005, and then in the future it's like 2020 something. So, like, wouldn't we have figured out that, like, with all of our science, we would have figured out there's one male dragon, and also we would have figured out, like, all the females were going to spawn in one particular place. So unless the male was, like, moving all the time, and what if he died? Then all of them would have died. And they're spawning that fast? It would have made more sense if, like, instead of just one male, it would have made that, like, the males are, like, across the world. Like, there's different males in different parts of the country. Like, there's one male that spawns with all the females in the Americas, and there's another in South America. There's one in, like, Europe, another in, like, Japan, things like that. Like, and I know I'm critiquing the movie that I just said I really dug, but it does have its flaws here and there. But that still makes for an entertaining film, because it's something I would have come up with. It's something that, like, has helped me in writing. It's something that was, like, given, like, it's such an out there idea, because who would ever think of a fucking dragon apocalypse, right? That's what kind of gave me, like, it helped me figure out what kind of writer I wanted to be. So I do love this movie, flaws and all. So yeah, if you've never seen Reign of Fire, I highly recommend it. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun. I just decided, you know what? I just remember how cool Reign of Fire is, and I just thought I'd do a fun video talking about it. So if you've seen Reign of Fire, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of it. Other than that, I hope you all enjoy this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.